Hi guys, it is the 21st of June, it's very nearly the 22nd because we're doing this late as ever, and it is day 93 of our lockdown. I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? Yes, so it's day 93. Oh, crikey, 90 bloody 3, and definitely, I've accidentally turned a setting off on the, don't know what I've done there, never mind, ignore it, Ellie, ignore it. Okay, sorry, yeah, when I moved the screen, I've got like a settings bar that's just come up, and I don't know how to get rid of it.
Yes.
Hey!
There you go.
So yeah.
All your tech support needs. We can diversify now, there aren't any gigs.
Yeah.
You need someone to come round and remove a menu from the screen of your PC. Don't you? I might be able to do it.
Might be able to, yeah.
Might be able to do it.
So yeah,
if
sorry.
I can't do it, you still have to pay the call-out charge.
Yeah, I'm a state again, no face. Yeah, you're lucky I'm here, to be honest. I'm quite tired, quite hungover today. So yeah, been a very lackluster, low energy day. Quite a nice day actually, quite a relaxed, chilled out one really. Lucy's still not very well, so I've had a few stints where I've sort of been having to sort of stay at her side. She kind of has been wanting to stay right by you, and when she has these sort of hyperventilating, panting fits, she seems quite distressed. So she had one this morning, but actually since then she's been okay.
She's actually taken herself off to have a sit in the garden now.
Yeah, so she's doing a bit better, I think. So yeah, this morning I was like, oh no, I think this is definitely a vet's trip tomorrow, but actually hopefully her stomach is just settling, so the bland food might be helping. We'll see how she gets on, because that's the thing, when she's not in the middle of one of these sort of spells, she seems fine. But when she has them, they're quite distressing. So I don't like the thought of her being, we need to give her another bit of paracetamol before bed as well.
Means I need to go out in the morning and buy some more.
Ah, yes. Boo.
Boo.
Well, she won't, if we give it to her this evening at sort of midnight-ish, she won't need it until about midday-ish tomorrow, but if she's asleep a little bit later, it's fine, I guess. But every 12 hours it's supposed to be. But yeah, so, I think she's doing a bit better. It's hard to say though, because it's sort of, you sort of can only judge it by as and when she's having them. So yesterday she had a few quite prolonged ones. Today she's only had the one. So I guess that's a sign that she's improving. And yeah, so she's on, I think she's quite liking, she wasn't too impressed with the rice and scrambled egg. She did eat it, but she did look at me a bit like, what is this? But today she's been just having plain chicken breast. Skinless chicken breast, and I think she's been kind of loving it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of kind of real cooked fresh for her meat, isn't it? Which normally she has.
Yeah, normally it's the dog food tins, which are a bit sort of, they don't look the most inspiring, but actual chunks of actual meat, I think she's all over it.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting chicken breast, but it's for her. It's
for
like
her,
novelty, isn't it?
Yeah, proper nice meat. So yeah, I've been having to cook and handle chicken, which I haven't loved, but I will do it for her. Because she's a good girl. But yeah, I don't like it. It's horrible. Raw chicken is particular. Like, even in my meat eating days, I found raw chicken, like, the way it just sort of kind of looks kind of jelly-ish.
Well, I offered to kind of help with the raw bit, didn't you? And you were like, well, I can just flip it onto
the
tray.
just put it onto the... I didn't have to touch it. I didn't mind once it was cooked, like cutting it up, because that's basically all I had to do with it. But yeah, just sort of turning it over, and you can like turn it over and you can see it kind of looks almost like translucent. It's a weird texture.
Well, yeah, the chicken, when the skin's all off and everything, like, I think actually like a chicken leg or a drumstick or a thigh where it's got the thin skin on, or even like a whole chicken, is less grim than when it's just all skin. It's just this kind of slurmy, slippery.
Slurmy?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
It is now.
I like it. Slurmy.
Slurmy, slippery chicken breasts.
Yeah, there's something about it. It's particularly... Because actually, yeah, raw, say, beef, I used to, when I used to eat meat, like, I used to like my steak quite rare, but like raw beef I think actually looks quite nice, like it looks like, oh, that's going to be tasty, but raw chicken looks horrible. Yeah, don't like it. But we're all out of chicken now, so we've got some that needs to be defrosted, so we'll do that overnight so she can have some chicken tomorrow.
Yeah, because I didn't know how quickly we were going to get through the fresh one, and I thought, well,
we're supposed to be basically today she's supposed to be on about 60% of the amount of food she normally has Tomorrow's supposed to go up to 80%.
What did she have with it this evening?
She didn't have anything. She had just had water with the rest of that this evening. Once I chopped it all up, it was ample, I think. But she'd had probably a bit like I'd given her a bit more with her first meal, so I think it was probably fine. But yeah, she's supposed to be having slightly more tomorrow, so we need to mix it up with something. Maybe the suggestions were potatoes, white fish, chicken, pasta or rice, and egg.
God, can you imagine if it was the start of the lockdown? We'd sound very decadent. We'd be giving pasta to our dog when the nation's gone, can't get pasta. Stop giving it to your dog. What are you? What are you, a Tory?
Oh, don't.
To own land? What's going on?
Some kind of landed gentry. Thankfully that's all calmed down now. Like most foodstuffs are accessible now, but people are going a bit mad with the stockpiling. But we can't really throw stones there, because actually we had a massive stockpile shop when you went to the supermarket yesterday.
Yeah, but
that's because we've bought a new fridge freezer, which you need to fill.
And we didn't stockpile like just unnecessary mad things that would and like you say, there isn't really a shortage of things anymore. You go to the supermarket and they just have most of the stuff as usual, really.
Yeah, so earlier on it was a bit sort of, you're still finding it with some things online, like, something's not in stock, but usually it's not that bad anymore. I think it was mainly panic at the start. People were buying far more than they normally would.
It's trickier for you sometimes. Do you need specific vegan things? But most of the time it's more like they don't have the specific, type of the thing that you would like, rather than... It's not like there's no pasta, it's just like there isn't necessarily the pasta.
My preferred one might not be there, Yeah, same with the cat and dog food, actually, because I'm a bit fussy and I like them to have certain types, but it's not like they're going to be out of all cat food if that type isn't there. But cats particularly, Lucy will eat whatever you give her, to be honest, but the cats, being typical cats, they've got slightly expensive tastes, and if ever we can't get hold of the stuff that they're used to, they do have a tendency to just turn their nose up at the sort of slightly cheaper.
Yeah, we did have
like
one
they'll
box of
maybe
stuff
lick all the jelly off it, but leave the chunks of the meat, and then particularly in hot weather, you just can't have like
chunks of
cat
meat lying around
because it attracts flies.
Will lay eggs in that, and then it's a... Wow. Yeah,
it's pretty grim. As well as my two tasks, my two manly tasks are I save Chris from the spiders, and I handle any potential risk of maggots. Oh. Not because I hate maggots too, but that one time when you opened the food bin, I think I was in the bathroom. I was upstairs anyway, but just.
They were
oh God!
They were basically coming to get me. They started creeping across the counter, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, because we have the food caddy on the kitchen counter to just put your food scraps into. But obviously, flies had been in there, or some cat food had been scraped in there that flies had already got to, and we didn't realise it. And I opened the food caddy, and some maggots sort of fell out. It was just. I did not know what it was, but I don't think I've seen you so animated. You looked so ashen and
Your dad told a story last time we visited them. About how one of your brothers came home from a fishing trip.
Oh yeah,
with some maggots I
recall. Yeah.
And so they left the maggots in the shed.
Yeah,
and then
in the middle of summer.
Next time they went in the shed. The maggots had just become flies. So
I remember this. Well, it was actually there was an extra stage to it as that, because I remember my dad. I can't remember if he told me at the time or if actually I remember it actually happening because I was a kid. But I remember him saying that the windows of the shed looked weird. And so then he went to go and open the shed to see what was going on, but actually it turns out they were just covered in flies. So then when you open the door, there's just cloud of blue bottles all just go.
And look, I can see why
that's grim.
I can see why that is grim. Don't get me wrong, but I almost think I would, if I had maggots in my shed,
you'd rather wait till they were flies.
I'll wait till they're flies and they can fly away and. But rather than
maggots it is a primal disgust. Maggots are and I think it makes sense actually. If you're in a situation, they only eat dead flesh actually. Oh. Have you ever heard of those things when they do on infected wounds where they use maggots to eat away all because they can't cut it off, and they'll actually be more efficient at only getting rid of the dead stuff, whereas if you surgically try to do it, but you have to put them on there and then wrap it up and like leave them there for like a week.
Oh god.
And you're just like, I know what's under there.
Can you spend a week under general anaesthetic?
I don't think so. I guess they could put you in an induced coma,
Yes,
but
please.
they might think that was a little bit
Oh no.
overkill. You just be like, just cut the leg off.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't need a leg. I've got another one.
Oh, you can feel them wriggling.
Probably.
Oh dear. Oh, this is upsetting. This is the worst news I've had since lockdown began. And there's been some pretty bad news, what with the government.
It's been quite a lot. It's alright, I'll respect your wishes if ever I'm the one making sort of medical decisions for you.
And they'll be like, well, he's not really
He's
that
not
sort of
dying.
thing. He's not on a machine.
Like,
and you'll be like, put him on a machine
and turn it
it
off.
off. It's what you would have wanted. Oh.
I'm equally disgusted by them, but I do find your revulsion really amusing. But yeah, like I remember coming down and I was just like, what? I think I was in the bath because I think I.
You know, they say like, do
you
not
sort of
go
said,
gently into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light.
Yeah, they say that.
They do. If the treatment is maggots,
You'd be like, no.
I'm like, no, I'm running towards the darkness.
I don't think it's compulsory. I think it's just a suggestion, but it is actually better at saving more of the flesh than they would if
take the flesh.
Like just cut it off. Just hack at me with a rusty spoon.
I don't want my flesh anymore because it's had maggots on it.
Yeah, they are. There is something just really about them, but I guess it makes sense evolutionarily speaking because you wouldn't want to eat food that's been near maggots. But also, I guess they're a sign of death, so therefore danger. Like it is probably like an actual those of us in our sort of primordial past that stayed away from the maggoty things probably did better than the ones that were fine with it. So like you're fighting against your evolution there, I think. So, but people who can like put them in their mouth when they go fishing to like put them on. So gross. But yeah, I think just because I'm better able to cope with them. If any food bin handling where there's a risk that they're, because obviously now, like if I see that the eggs have been laid in the food, I just put it straight in the outdoor bin anyway. But obviously later in the week, if you've got to put another bag in there, they might well be maggots by then.
Like I understand, like it's one of those things in life, isn't it, where you go like. In the 1950s, they were just inventing technology all the time. I go, we'll have electric tin openers and we'll have, all sorts of electrical gadgets and stuff that you don't even need for the kitchen. They're less efficient than just using your wrist on a thing, but it will electrify it because it's modern, it's new.
Yeah.
And then, and we'll just throw everything away we don't want and we'll put it all in a landfill, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they didn't worry, they didn't know or care about the environment or
just didn't really think about it.
And now it's like, well, actually, do you know what? We shouldn't. Electric tin openers a bit indulgent. We'd use a tin opener. It's better, not using as much electricity and all the rest of it. And we'll try and recycle and we'll put everything in boxes. But that is one of those things where just sometimes it just does feel like I understand why we're doing the food waste bin and the food caddy, but sometimes when you're like, I've got a thing that sits on a surface in my kitchen and it might have maggots in it. It feels like we've gone backwards as a society. Like that feels medieval. Just.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, well, I think ideally you empty them before they have the chance to get maggoty, but it's so quick. It is so quick.
That's the problem, isn't it? If you leave.
It's not like it has to be sitting there for weeks.
Nagging for food,
yeah.
And then it leaves a little.
It doesn't have to leave much for the flies to come in.
And then you scrape that, and you don't notice, and you scrape that food in the food waste bin, and in the heat like we've been having, it doesn't take much, does it?
No, and it is amazing how quick they go from like eggs to maggots. Like, ugh.
15 minutes in now, we've largely talked about maggots. It's the maggot special.
The maggot special.
Don't make that the title.
My.
No one will watch it.
So it's just going to sort of today then. Being quite a lazy one for me. Slept quite late. Then Lucy had a bit of a fit, so I was looking after her for that. She's trying to get herself comfortable underneath my seat. There you go. There's a good girl. A nice long bath. A bit hungover. I've eaten everything in the world today. Like, there's no point trying to. I have tried this week to be like, it's birthday week, so I'm not gonna like worry too much. But like, birthday was Monday, and then it was just like, by Wednesday, I'm like, actually do need to think about doing something about all this lockdown weight, especially if at some point I'm going to need to look nice in a posh frock.
Yeah,
But so far, been quite unsuccessful, and today, spectacularly so.
I
Just
think I
been
made
eating the world.
a bit of a tactical error, right? Because one of the things that Ellie's trying to do is trying to do, what's it called? Where
Intermittent fasting.
intermittent fasting, so she doesn't eat. She has
Basically, you
nothing.
have 16 hours of fasting, an 8-hour window where you can eat. So usually, I basically try not to eat until 4 and not to eat after midnight like a gremlin.
So what I thought today, we had some bits needed using up. I did quite a weird meal because it was essentially like a roast dinner, but we had roast butternut squash instead of potatoes because we had some butternut squash needed using, and we had some pork chops. You had some vegan sausages. I did some chickpeas as well. Tried to roast some chickpeas to have with it. So it was a bit
Peas.
and peas and sprouts. So it was a bit of a random meal.
And a gallon of gravy. You went mental on the gravy.
Well, I thought like, just given that you can't eat till 4, you'll be hungry. And I thought let's have a big meal kind of then in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then, but what I hadn't really factored in is it's really hot today, and just like essentially cooking a roast dinner in the middle of the day in the heat, being trapped in the kitchen with like, and you've got the heat from the oven, but also then I was frying like the sausages and the pork chops, and that's just too hot. Too hot, and I have felt a bit lackluster ever since. I felt a bit lackluster all day, and I don't really know why. I feel a little bit blocked up, maybe, and a little bit.
Not got the Rona.
I hope not.
I hope you've not got the Rona.
Go to the supermarket once and you get the Rona.
I know.
Annoyed.
Yeah, I doubt you've got the Rona. Actually, Gwent is doing particularly well on that front. Actually, I think we've had no new cases for a few days. So therefore, and that's reassuring, because then when you do have to do like trips to the supermarket or whatever, you just think to yourself, well, if there's no new cases around and people aren't travelling, like, odds are pretty good that you don't have to be quite so panicky if somebody coughs in your general direction. Obviously still not great, but like that actually is quite reassuring for those times when you are out and about. So actually that's really encouraging, and I think like I guess that's where the 5-mile rule comes into play, because if you manage to get on top of it in an area and people aren't allowed to really travel around that much, that kind of means that area becomes like a safe spot. Which then gradually overall, if more and more spaces are like that, then you can sort of ease lockdown with less sort of strict rules, and you can sort of be a bit more devil may care with it. And also just kind of for mental health purposes, it's less anxiety causing, that you just sort of think, well, if there's no new cases, obviously that doesn't mean there isn't anybody that sort of hasn't got underlying and it's going to pop up. It doesn't mean it's fixed. And there've been a couple of quite big outbreaks up in North Wales, actually both centred around food processing plants. I don't know why that would be the case, but actually they've had another one, a big outbreak in Germany, also in a food processing plant. So I don't know what's going on there. That seems a bit strange. I don't know if maybe it's, somebody said it's something to do with the fact that they work in refrigerated spaces, so something about like germ transmission between people who work there is affected, but I don't know any more than that, because that was also in the comment section by someone who just had a theory, so it could be utter bullshit, as most things are. I got so lost in a comments thread today, and it wasn't over anything like coronavirus related, but I'm in a group, as you might imagine, called "Oh my god, what a fucking cat," which I highly recommend. Basically, it's mainly created as a tagging group so that you can tag that as a response when you see a picture or video of a cool cat. Somebody in this group, a dickhead in this group actually, had, so a previous person had posted a picture. It was a lovely picture, I thought, but it was a lady breastfeeding, and on her other boob, a cat had fallen asleep. So she was just like, well, I'm pinned by there's 2 different reasons why I can't move now. And so she'd taken a picture of that, and it was cute, I thought, nice. Some dickhead basically screenshotted that picture and then posted it in a group called "Why Do Breeders Have to Be Like This?" Hadn't hidden her face, hadn't crossed off her name. Essentially, she did, like, you couldn't see anything because the baby has got his face there. But I imagine she'd shared that to a group without the expectation that it's going to be then shared onto other groups without her consent, with her name, contact detail, like, because you can see her Facebook profile. So some dickhead had done that, and so one of the admins in the group basically created a post being like, clearly so-and-so, whatever her name is, I won't say her because I won't dox her because it's a dick move. Doesn't know the rules, that you can't sort of share to other groups. But this woman doubled down, and there was like, I looked at this because I saw the post, and then I looked down and I was like, 434 comments. Oh, let's have a look what's happened here. And so many people were just the same as me, just like popcorn gifts, and just, I just came here for the comments. I know. I lost about an hour and a half on that thread. But yeah, it was just bonkers. But I think everybody's just bonkers at the moment. But yeah, this girl was a dickhead, and she didn't like see anything. Well, I don't think she didn't see anything wrong with it. She just didn't care. Like, she just didn't care that people thought that that was a dick move, and she just, yeah, was just trolling. But yeah, I was like, that's like, even if you don't like that post, like, scroll on. But to share it to another group, and obviously quite a shitty group to even be, I judge her for being in that group. But though it was mentioned quite a few times in the comments, I didn't know this. I just thought breeder was sort of a term for just basically people who have kids. I imagined it being kind of a bit of a slur for sort of people who don't use birth control and sort of just have lots of kids accidentally, kind of thing. Like, that's what I assumed. I've also heard it used sort of as a bit of a slur for straight people. But quite a few people in the comments said that breeder is a racist slur, which I didn't know. And so that I was like, oh, I didn't actually contribute, but a couple of people thought, going, is it? I didn't know that. Apparently, yes, it was a term used for female slaves. So that's nice. We're all learning. So yeah, I didn't know that. So the fact that she was in that group must know that.
Well, I could see that would be the sort of thing where you could innocently use that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the nicest, but like for like if you're a person without kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I can see myself using that too. Like
breeders,
like
and then not
you
realise
breeders with your crotch goblins.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Not realising that there's.
connotation.
Well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? You can be innocently ignorant of something, and I think then if you use something and you don't know, you can't really help what you don't know. The difference, I think, is once you are made aware, if you continue to do it, then you crossing the line into being a dick. So anyone who sort of goes, oh, I didn't mean it like that, and that means because I didn't mean it like that, that means I can still do it. Like, no. Now you've been told it's offensive. If you continue to do it, you're being a dick, basically. It's like misgendering someone. That could be a simple mistake. It's a big part, I imagine, of a trans person's life, of being misgendered. And when it's sort of done casually by someone who doesn't know them, and they're just like, okay, yes, it's an unpleasant reminder that perhaps they didn't pass as well as they hoped, or whatever. But like part of the reality, and not taken with malice. However, when somebody is told your preferred gender and your preferred pronouns and continues to use the wrong one, then they're being a dick. And it's just like, well, why? How easy is it to just not be dicks, people? Like, it's so, like, you just shut up, maybe. Like, it's really easy. Look. That's not hard.
No, it really was. That was a strain for me. It's tricky. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all.
You're not the gobby one of the two of us. Like, let's be honest. I'm the waffler.
You said it, not me.
It's alright. I know myself quite well. Give me a silence. I will fill it with waffle. But hopefully not with dickish things to say that I should know better. But yeah, so how have you been today? You said you've been a bit lacklustre.
Yeah, I've been a bit lacklustre. Just feeling a bit run down and a little bit, just a little bit fed up, but not really for anything specific. Just, I think, I don't know, a bit bored and restless maybe, from lockdown, and sort of not, and sort of, it becomes sort of my routine to just try and get through as much Marvel comic books in a day, and after a while I think like, Yeah, I know, but I'm like, that's not. I should be doing something a bit more productive. I need to kind of, you know,
Had I not been
be a bit more
hungover
productive.
and had Lucy not been still a bit, then maybe we could have got some filming done,
Yeah,
and you'd
but
have felt
also-
better about that.
But also, that's not just on you though, because like, I feel like the last weeks, like, there have been times where I could have been pushed a bit more on days when maybe you weren't feeling hungover and things, where we could have been like, come on, let's do this
Yeah.
afternoon, and I haven't really pursued
Well,
it
let's
either. I've been
let's
but,
aim to do it tomorrow then, shall we?
Yeah, all right.
Get
Yeah,
that
we'll try
done.
and do
Because
some
actually,
stuff.
we've realised that there's a couple of things that we can't do until after we've finished these filming things. One is cut Chris's
Cut my
hair,
hair.
which I'm nervous about because I still think it looks lovely.
The
but
other is tan you.
the other is I'm going to give the self tan a go. I do need to fully wait because I got a bit burned last Sunday. I need to wait because I've gone a little bit peely. So I need to wait till I've stopped peeling. I've got a little bit along here and a little bit on the top of my arms. But then once my skin has all finished sloughing off, I will give it a go. Because why not? I'm glad you didn't do it. Let me do it before proposal though, because I've been looking back on that for a long time and just been like, you look like a
There was like a window
twat.
where it was like, yeah, not after now, because that'll just
right.
But
How would you have got me? I would never have been pushing for it like quite fervently anyway.
but
I'm just willing to give it a go, but I've never had proper tan, and the stuff you bought is supposed to be dark as well, so I think I'm going to look ridiculous. So yeah, just to be absolutely clear, it is self tanner and not blackface because it might look bad on me. It's not that dark, but you know, like I think I'll look weird. I will look weird. Hello, there's a little Arthur.
but what was I going to say then?
I don't know.
Something and then.
Hello, little man.
Oh,
I think he's about to be nagging.
little man.
Oh, he's a very cute little man.
But oh god, I really was. Anyway, oh well, I think no, I know what I was going to say. Like part of the reason I've not been pushing to film stuff is that I really enjoy like the editing and the making the stuff, but every time I do it, there's this whole world of sort of pain of trying to free up enough space on my phone for the films that we need to make.
iPhones are kind of crap.
And just shuffling things around, and then you try and edit the thing, and you go, and it's iMovie's going, no, some of the stuff needs to be downloaded from the cloud, and you go, okay, go on then. And it's like, no, I'm not doing it. And I go, well, and that's I really enjoy doing the actual editing and the filming and making the stuff, but it's just the little technical things that should, like, and you could with an iPhone, you can't even just buy a memory card.
No, you can't.
To boost the space on it.
I've had phones that have got pretty shit storage, but you can put an external memory card in, so it's just that's fine. There are actually still, because oh god, I used to have a phone that was real bally because it didn't have enough space, but I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll buy like the lower end one. I'll get the lower end one because I needed to save some pennies, but it's okay. I'll get an external hard drive. Thing is, what it didn't tell you is you could only put like pictures and videos on it. You couldn't move any of the apps to it, and apps are the thing that use up most of the storage space. So actually, it was at one point because I had to have like 3 different banking apps for like work and personal. And I had to use like SumUp, which is our card reader thing for work, and a few others. So I've got like a few that are essential work apps, and Facebook, which is also essentially a work app as well, because I have to use it for work as well as personal. I was only able to have room for about 1 game at a time, or 1 fun app at a time, or anything else. I'm like, this is bullshit.
And especially at the moment where you're sort of going, well, I'm going to need Zoom, and I'm going to need, you know, and there's some
and House
things,
Party for the people who don't want to have Zoom. I don't like.
There's
so easy to just download it, guys.
Things that you just go like, well, I need this and I need this app, and that app's crucial, and then you find yourself just going, oh well, it's a nightmare. But
first world problems, guys.
I did have a bit of a Zoom chat actually this evening with some of my friends. It was nice to catch up with them, even though, as I say, I've been feeling a bit lackluster, and I don't know that I was quite as.
You sounded quite animated up there.
Good. Well, I don't know if I can contribute as much as I normally would, but a couple of them were kind of getting a bit competitive over who wants to be the best man.
Who was in the chat altogether? Was it?
It was Geraint and Phil and Steph. And
it's going to be fun.
And they were sort of doing it in a kind of a jokey way, but then equally, one of them had done some actual research about restaurant locations and things. So
I let them compete.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So we've had that chat, guys, but we just won't tell you what we've decided.
Throw me a stag each, and whoever throws the best stag gets to be it on the day.
That's a good scam, isn't it?
That'd be good. But so if anyone else out there wants to throw their hat in the ring and throw me a stag party.
I don't think I want to have that many hen parties. It sounds quite exhausting.
Yeah, well, that is true. That is the thing. And also, like, I kind of need it to be somebody who knows me quite well, because I think there are certain stag party kind of archetypes or traditions that I would not.
Oh, some Hindus, if they tried to like get me doing some of that stuff, I would be like, you can fuck the fuck off. I am not wearing like penis dealy boppers and L plates.
Or a nice relaxing spa day. You'd hate that.
I wouldn't hate that.
Hate that.
I wouldn't hate that, guys.
Oh, spit in your face,
bring it on.
Even though it's against the law.
So yeah, like spa day and then nice meal, or like little Airbnb for the weekend, that kind of thing, perfect. But like drunken night out in a party limo, oh no, thank you. Like nah, particularly the like, why do you have to have loads of penises at a hen do? Like I don't get, like I'm getting married. I'm like, why are you throwing all these penises at me?
You're signing penises to your past, aren't you?
Well, I'm designating myself to just one penis for the future, but it's not like we don't need to make it a penis-based event. Don't get it. Like people come into the escape rooms quite often. You get hen parties, and I don't mind like a bit of dressing up and a bit of being silly, and a bit of fancy dress, and the bride's wearing a sash saying bride to be and stuff. Like it's fine, but it is naff.
The
penises.
Have you ever seen penis?
Enough with the penises.
Have you ever seen penis-shaped pasta?
Yes.
Right. Do you think?
Actually, in lockdown, I saw a few people posting about the fact that they had to actually like serve penis pasta to their children because they needed pasta.
I mean, who needs pasta that much?
Well, they already had the penis pasta of jokey gifts, I think, and then had to actually eat it.
But who goes like, well, we can't just have potatoes or bread or any of the other carbs. We must have some pasta.
Yeah, it must be pasta.
Like,
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I feel like.
The one thing that is reassuring though is the penis pasta doesn't really look a lot like penises. It's
just like a lot of pasta shapes when you get like
that's the face I make when I look at a penis. It's like
when you get a tin of spaghetti shapes in tomato sauce as a kid.
Yeah.
And you get the shapes, and it's like you really do have to double check against the label on the tin to be like, oh, that's
what that's supposed to be.
That's Spider-Man, is it? Okay.
Right, yeah.
That one's Captain America, I guess so. And that's.
I didn't like spaghetti shapes.
No,
tin spaghetti's horrible.
It's a similar kind of vibe, but I don't know how good they are as well, because also most pasta is designed to kind of get the
amount of sauce to coat
to cling to it, and you're supposed to use like this one I'm just doing like a light kind of olive oil or whatever and a bit of parmesan. I'd use this pasta. This one I'm doing a tomatoey sauce. This pasta. This one's more of a pesto. They're supposed to different pastas for different. I don't know what the kind of
what meal suits penis pasta.
Yeah, what sauce do you use? What sauce is designed to cling to a penis shape?
Yes, it's quite
I'm
intricate.
guessing something creamy.
I don't like that joke.
What can you do? I'm working off the cuff here. Didn't have time to. Didn't know penis pasta was going to come up.
I know.
I've written some zingers.
Yeah, I find the whole sort of penis obsession with hen. Like, is there a tit obsession with stag do? I guess there's strip clubs and things,
strippers,
aren't there?
but like. You wouldn't go like.
Oh my god, male strippers as well. I find
face.
I find it hilarious, but absolutely like one of the most unsexy things. Like I'd hate it if someone hired me a male stripper. I'd find it so embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't want strippers either.
No, like I got nothing against strippers,
especially male ones.
I actually I have been to the odd strip club and I've quite enjoyed them. But
I always feel a bit weird. Well, not always.
I actually went to a work do at Stringfellows when I was back in my PR days.
When I say I always feel a bit weird, I always feel a bit weird about the idea of going to a strip club. I wouldn't want to do it. When I say, I don't mean every time I go to a strip club I always feel weird. I've only been to a strip club once in my life, and that was because there was literally a comedy gig happening there.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing against them. I find them a bit strange though, because I just sort of think like the idea of obviously I get that like sort of looking at naked women like is I quite enjoy it myself. It's fine, but like particularly the sort of table dancing / lap dancing section of it, that just seems like you're paying to get very frustrated. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand. Surely you just then, you're like rocking a massive hard-on that you can't do anything about. That
Well-
sounds really...
Well, thank you. But if you're, I think I'm kind of with you. Like when, like especially in these, like there was a time I guess where it was harder to kind of get access to kind of
Naked women.
naked women.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, just look at on the
whereas
internet.
now,
and
yeah, you can see like
deal with the
HD
natural repercussions
videos, and you can
Yeah.
you can behave
accordingly.
Yes, but like just go to a strip club
Yeah.
and then feel horny and then be like, well,
Yeah, I
guess
don't know. I don't
guess
quite
go
get
home.
what
Like,
need that's
well,
fulfilling. Like it's titillating but frustrating. So I don't quite understand the urge really. But yeah, no, I went to Stringfellows, and actually it was a bit strange. It was a sort of thank you party for somebody had launched like a high-end glossy magazine. I think it was called Prestige or something similar to that. But it was Concierge. It was Concierge magazine. It went to all sort of high-end restaurants and hotels. There's things to do in London basically. But it was sort of aimed at men-ish. It was kind of that kind of vibe. And they did their like 1 year anniversary thank you party to people who'd like booked, like done work with them or like booked interviews with them and things like that. But it was in Stringfellows, so our whole office, which there was 5 of us at the time, got an invite. Me and one of the gay guys decided to go because it was like hell yeah, I'm gonna go like a free bar at Stringfellows. Yes, please. But yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. It was nice, but I think what tends to happen, particularly as they were working for free, nobody was like tipping these. Like, it was just dancers sort of dancing and chatting at tables. We were quite popular because we weren't sleazy men sleazing. So.
But I think that'd be that's another thing. I wouldn't want to go to a strip club as like a works party, and like have.
I think it's different if you're a bloke though, a straight bloke.
Yeah, no, it
It's
would
fine
be.
for
but,
me to go.
Well, yeah, but they didn't look at the demographic of
No.
your office and go, they just went, we invite the people who work in that office.
Yeah.
And if I'd been working there, I'd have been like, oh, I don't want the girl I fancy from work to see me in a strip club. And then there's kind of, naked women around that I kind of do want to look at as I'm here.
I was in a relationship at the time anyway, but there were no men that I could have fancied in my workplace. There was 3 ladies, 2 men, both men were gay. So
Yeah.
there were no
Again, this is
one
getting
that I
quite
needed to look
specific
good.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as a general thing, if I think a strip club is an odd choice.
It was a very odd choice.
Of work to do that you're
And yeah, I
inviting
don't know if it like makes
people.
I don't think it sends a very good message about your business really.
Well, how long ago was that?
Well, it was when I was still working in PR, so I think it would have been probably around about. I think it was after I'd gone back to work post Fibro, so it would have been about 2010, 2009,
so that's about 10
2010.
years ago. So were they still doing page 3 at the time?
I don't know.
It's hard.
I can't remember when
Things
that
have changed,
stopped.
guys. Like that was just. It's so weird to go like that was just a normal thing when we were growing
Yeah,
up. Just
weird
topless
that.
women in the papers on page 3. Like not the sport, but just like the regular tabloids. Like
Yeah, I was never cool with that. Always seemed weird.
even like the Mirror. Like
But
the
yeah,
left
that would just be
wings
like
that were
on the kitchen
this-
table, and like so your young sons and daughters are just seeing very sexualized images of women from a young age and it being normal, and I just think that's kind of like. So it's like if you want to look at those images, that is absolutely fine, but we don't need to have them on the kitchen table.
There's a
at
time and a
breakfast,
place,
do we?
and it's not when your kids are around, is it?
No, yeah, exactly.
So,
We should probably wrap up.
yeah,
We've waffled
on that puritanical note.
All for like looking at the sexy ladies or the sexy chaps, guys, but just maybe don't
Or
shove
the
them in the
sexy
faces.
ladies wearing sexy chaps.
Well, on that image, I think we're going to call it a day there.
You're welcome.
Google is your friend, guys. You can always do an image search if that's what you're after. But
In the
make sure the
meantime,
kids are in bed.
Like and subscribe. There's no shame
In this.
in this.
There is shame in that.
In your- Is there
A little bit.
some of the things in your Google image search is maybe shameful. That's the terms and conditions I'm doing. The small print. Your statutory rights are not affected.
Shame levels may apply and may vary.
Shame may go up as well as down.
Right, okay, guys. Yeah, like and subscribe.
There's no
Spread the
shame in
word.
it.
We'll see you tomorrow. There is no shame in it.
Bye.
Bye.